Good morning. It's Kentucky Life with Debbie, and I'm here on this August the 25th. Do you realize this is the last Monday in August? And I'm just kind of excited this morning. I'm just pepped up. I'm just feeling full of it this morning, mainly because I've got a new shirt my girl brought me. Look, she said I could have it. I was so excited. And then she gave me another one that's black, and I don't know, it's got something on it that she got at school last week. So I'm just feeling really young and peppy this morning. And I thought, well, I'll just go back to her room and see if I could find a pair of earrings that she might have left. And I found these. Now, if you know me, you know these are not me at all. But I thought I would just put them on for you all this morning and just look a little prissy. Would that be okay? So anyway, I don't like how they feel in my ears. I'm just a very plain earring person. I don't wear dangling earrings or any big hoops or anything. I love them on other people, but just on me, I don't like them. I like just a little hoop. That's it. So I've got I used to have a zillion pair of earrings, and then when I started decluttering a few years ago, I had necklaces when I taught and when I substituted, especially at elementary. I would wear a necklace every day because the kids love jewelry or bracelets. And then when I decluttered, I thought, I'm getting rid of every one of these. I had some nice necklaces gone. I have no necklaces, and I have like 3 or 4 pair of earrings. I'm just not a jewelry person. Now my girl, Lordy mercy, she is jewelry out the wazoo. Hey, would you believe, true to her word, she did not come home Friday night, but they had a little luau or something still for the freshmen. She said, I got home at 1 o'clock. I said, don't tell me that, because I was fast asleep and I cannot worry about you being out till 1 o'clock. But she was with her roommate and some other girls, and they were all walking, they were just on campus. So they had a good time, and she's met a lot of new people and very satisfied. I tell you, I read all this stuff on Facebook about these parents and their kids are crying, wanting to come home, and I thought, what would I do if she did that? But you know what? We've planned this for a long time. I've done a lot of praying about this. When she came to live with us before she was even 2 years old, I prayed, Lord, give me the strength and the health to raise her until she is, I said 18, but I want to extend that a little bit if he doesn't care. But I wanted to be able to raise her to get on her own and to think for herself. And look at how blessed we've all been with that. So I'm just really thankful. This morning I am thankful. There's no tears. My heart does not ache because I know she's ready to move on. And she doesn't need to be held back here. One of the ladies I go to church with, she said, be thankful that she's normal and can go to school and do all these things. And I am. I'm very thankful. So just want to say, hey, and another reason I think I'm in such a good mood is it's 59 degrees this morning. It's almost too cool to have the back door open, but it's open. And I love to feel that fresh air. But you know what? You got to have the good with the bad. This wonderful weather gets to my head. Like, it almost makes me dizzy. And this morning I can already feel my head's feeling just a little teeny tiny goony. But hopefully it will be okay. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed Anne of Green Gables. Is it not exciting? I was worried there for a little while when the chapter before these last two. Everything's going good now, but Anne just keeps us in suspense because you never know what she's going to do to upset the apple cart. I've got this, and I've got this, and I've got, oh, I want to show you. Before my girl went to school, I said, I want you to see, I'm a visual person. Even though I use the computer a lot, I like to have it on paper to be able to touch it. So before this, and I thought, I'm going to make me a little diagram so I can keep up with her classes. So I even made this for her. It starts, if you're on Eastern time, Granny Pat, she has her first class at 9 o'clock, which is, it's just about 7:30 here, so it's a little while. And then at 1 o'clock, she has another class. And then 3 o'clock, she's got a lab that she has just once a week. And I showed it to her the other night. And you know what? She looked at it. This reminds me of all that stuff. She put her arms around my neck and hugged me. And she said, oh, Mama. Now, do you think she was going to take that with her and drag it around all over that UK campus? No. But she did take a picture of it. I said, now you check it to make sure, because I really had to work to get that fixed out like this, because see, some classes you have on Monday and Wednesday, and then some are Tuesday, Thursday, it's crazy. But when I went to school, it was a little bit different. We'd have, like 1 week we'd have Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The next week we'd have Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So you may not know what I'm talking about, and it don't matter because it's not important. I don't know what brought that up. It may be these earrings. I think they've got me charged up. You know what? Yesterday at church, and I forgot my little paper out in my purse in the car. We were talking about forgiveness last week. That's what the superintendent talked about. And I thought, is somebody trying to get something to me through my thick skull? Forgiveness, that's what he talked about. But we had the best little service. There was 8 there to begin with, and one of the guys that's normally there had gone, driven down to Tennessee to see a friend of his that's been really sick, and then one of his grandchildren wasn't there, so that cut down like 2 people. And let's see, who else wasn't there? The lady that sometimes is there to lead the singing, she wasn't there. So we only had 8. So someone asked me yesterday if I played the piano at this little church, and yes, I do. And beforehand, I don't think they had a piano player at all. Now, the lady that leads the singing sometimes, she might play a little bit. I'm just not sure. But anyway, we're just enjoying our little singing, and we did sing, thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me again yesterday. And then I'll say, you pick out one. How often, used to, when in church, the song leader would say, anybody got a selection? Have you heard that? Anybody got a selection? And somebody would say a number of something, that they liked. They don't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore. In so many churches, in the church that I had been going to, they don't even have songbooks. Now, you know me, I like to touch that book. I like to open that book up to page 79 or whatever it is. They don't do that anymore. They just have it up there on a big screen, which I can see the advantage of that. But still, we're just getting away from the old ways. But we can't select a song. We can't say, let's sing such and such. Lord, that would throw a wrench and everything, mess up the whole program. That sun's kind of coming through there. Let me see if I can get that off just a little bit. But anyway, we sang 2 songs and just had a really good service. Now, next Sunday is the 5th Sunday. You know what that means? We're going to have food. Now, I told you the last time they had that 5th Sunday, which kind of jumped up on me. I need to make myself a note to make something to take. But they got pizza that last time. I think they're getting Mexican this Sunday. So I'll fix something a little sweet and take just so we'll have something. But we had 8 people to start with, and then this young couple came in that comes every once in a while. And I think they're kind of liking it. The services last for about an hour, but I'm telling you, they're good. They're good, and everybody seems encouraged, because a lot of people would have already shut that church down with just that few members and no preacher. But where 2 or 3 are gathered together in his name, he's there, right? Hey, let me tell you something else. I saw this morning in that upper room. I thought, that upper room, I mean, every day it is saying something that hits me. This one said, forgiveness, here we go again, is the key to contentment. So if you are not forgiving someone, you're hurting yourself. I feel okay about this. Forgiveness is the key to contentment. And I am content. I am content. Now I want to tell you that last week, it was August the 22nd, which was Friday, and I put out a video that day. During that day, after that video, I had several prayer requests. In fact, I had this many that I need to write. See, in this little book, I've got this page. I've already got another page back here, but I'm ready to start another page that I'm going to put these on. But let me tell you, is what kind of bothers me about this. Well, let me run through them. I think that we had said before that Kara and Joy were taking either their children or their grandchildren to college. You know, we need to remember all these that are going to college, the parents and the kids all over the world. Such new situations. You know, there's so many having trouble adjusting, and there's so many parents having trouble adjusting to the empty nest syndrome. Now, I could very well be doing that, but I have a lot of other things right now on my mind that I'm dealing with. So that's probably kind of keeping her leaving off of my mind as much. Grandma Lois Bayard Dash Rice, if you watch her, she has been sick with a cold and coughing, and that I don't like that. I don't like to hear her getting sick, because she's always so peppy and keeping us all going. So hopefully this Monday morning on August the 25th, she is feeling a lot better. I'm anxious to see if she's going to feel like putting out a video today. And then there is Diane's daughter has developed some blood clots. Now that was last week, or the end of last week, so hopefully she is better. I hope so much she's better. Patty's husband is in rehab after a stroke and has COVID. It seems like COVID is kind of hitting around. It may be because school's back in session. Pam's, I have a lot of Pam's. Pam has a grandson that's starting college today. I want you to remember, I've got 2 channels I'm going to put down in the description. If you don't watch Linda, it's Live and Laugh with Linda. I really like her. She's got really upbeat and just real plain talking. But her husband has got dementia, and I don't know how bad it is, but she's had a little upset with that this last week, and one of their friends has passed away. Let's remember them, Linda and her husband both. And then Diane, that her channel is Life Lived Alone. I love to watch her. She has a little tiny, I think it was originally a shed. She may have built onto it, but she's got a tiny home in the backyard of one of her daughters. It is beautiful. I mean, windows, and it's just so light, and she's got it decorated beautifully. And her daughter that lives in front of her had a son. I may have mentioned that before, that they lost. I think it was in a car wreck just a few years ago, and he was just the sunshine of their life. And how do you ever get past that? I don't know. I do know, but to each person has to go through their own way of getting through it. I went through it. I lost my son at 31. Everybody's circumstances are different. And sometimes I feel like I am too different. But I have had, throughout my lifetime, I have had to make myself pull back a little bit. I've got the softest heart in the world, but to survive, I have had to be strong. I've had to be strong. And because of my faith, I have been able to get through a lot of things in my life. Do you know I have been rattling on here for 17 minutes, and I've not even talked about the main meat of the sermon I had for today? I'm going to talk about it anyway, and you better hang in here with me. Hey, if you don't want to hang in here with me, press the stop button and go make a cake, or go ride your bicycle and come back, and make sure you like this as soon as you turn it on. Because hey, let's see, there's another thing I hadn't even thought of. I got to tell you how much money I've made. I did get an email, and I have sent off something to AdSense, and now I'm waiting to get something in the mail that you have to put in before you can get totally monetized, I think. This morning, I've got $18.64. How about that? It's fun. It's fun to watch it. No, wait, I've got a funny story that I don't want to forget it. I wanted to ask you about Facebook Marketplace. I don't have time to talk about all this stuff today. What am I going to do? I've decided I'm going to put some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I would like to do it on eBay, but I'm a little scared, and I don't want to get too over my head because of my circumstances here that, one little wrong move and my whole life could be a mess here. So, but I thought I could do Facebook Marketplace just here and just do like a meetup with people that's close, close to my town. So last night I got on there and I put a quilt. Well, it's not a quilt. It's like a cover for the bed. It's full size and it's blue with white. And my girl had originally bought it to take to school with her, and then she decided she didn't want to, she found something else she liked better. So I thought, I had washed it, but it's not been used. And I thought, I'm just going to put that on Facebook Marketplace. It's real pretty, and somebody might want it. We'll see. That will be my first throwing out the bait to see if I can have any luck with it. And it came off Amazon, and I marked it down about $10, and so we'll see if anybody wants it or not. But I've got a lot of softball bats. I've got 4 bats, 2 gloves, a big bat bag. I'd like to sell all that, so we'll see how it goes. And then I can just meet people here close by. How do you like these earrings? I'm looking pretty spiffy this morning, aren't I? All right, let's see what I don't know if I've got time to talk about this. Let me just touch on it because I've really felt burdened about this. Last week, after that video I put out, and we talk about praying for each other. There's a lot of people that are depressed. Now, when we think of that word depressed, I think we use it in light terms because I get depressed. And sometimes even before I started YouTube. Now, I'll tell you, since I have started YouTube, I am not as depressed. You know why? Because I have a purpose. I feel like I have a purpose to talk to my friends, and that I have something that might encourage you. That is the main point right there. I'm not going to be depressed. I've got so much to be thankful for. And if I am 74 years old, I'm going to make the best of it while I'm here. And then when my girl looks back at this one day, she's going to say, Mom had on my earrings. Wonder what she'll say about that. I bet she'll laugh. All right, depression. I wasn't going to mention any names, but there is a lot of people that say, please pray for me, I'm depressed. And I know that there is a lot of you in your house. You may be sick, you may be caretaking, and you just think I can't see a light at the end of this tunnel. But you know what? When you're in a situation like that, you are the one that's got to step up and make a change. Because, and I love this, it's nothing changes if nothing changes. So do you try to make a change? Are you wanting to make a change, or are you just wanting, hopefully somebody else will make a change for you? That's not going to work. Believe me, I know it's not going to work. I'm not going to say that I've ever been clinically depressed, that, I just get sad, maybe down, kind of disappointed, in a rut, like, nothing's going to change. But I've got a few little ideas that I've written down here that I want you to think about. And if you would want a little list of some ideas for this, I wouldn't care to email you a little list if you want to send me your email. But if you are depressed, if you think you're depressed, if you think you're sad, if you think that life is just not worth living, there's some little things that you can do yourself to make yourself feel better. And one of them is to open the shades. Now, I don't care what condition your house is in. If it's cluttered, if it's dirty, if it's piled up and needs to be cleaned, don't worry about that today. Open the shades and let this beautiful sunshine in. If you can open the back door and let this 59-degree weather come in, it's the little things. It's the little things that can encourage us so much. All right, let me see what else I said. Moving around a little bit. Don't just sit there on that couch or in that chair. Don't just sit there. Get up and move around a little bit if you can. Just a few steps, just to move around a little bit different. Maybe go sit in a different room. Have you made your bed? Oh, I've got to have that bed made. I have got to have my bed made. See that little bed right there? All it is a cover, but that makes my room look better. It makes it look brighter whenever I do that. Painting. So many of you can paint, and I can't paint. I ain't gonna paint. But if you've ever painted before and you'd like to try it again, do it. Don't put it off and think, oh, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Go out and get you some paints and paint. Call somebody on the phone that you think might need a little from you. Read. If you can't read, listen to an audio book. If you get really desperate, you can listen to me read Anne of Green Gables. Hey, I put it on a playlist the other day, so right now you can listen to chapter 1 through whatever that was. Was it 18? You can listen to all of them. And I'm going to make mistakes, and we don't care. because I'm not hardly perfect. Hey, what about puzzles? Do you like jigsaw puzzles? Now, you got to have good eyesight, and I used to love jigsaw puzzles, but I just can't focus it well, or I don't have a good enough light, and I've got more important things to do, like make YouTube videos. But do them. They're fun. I love doing jigsaw puzzles. You can buy them at the junk store or we used to call them junk stores, consignment stores. Crossword puzzle, word search. Do you like anybody can do a word search? And if you have bad eyesight, you can get the big ones. Try it. It just kind of gets your mind working. Then you can crochet or knit. I ain't gonna do that no more, but I loved it. There was years I loved crocheting. I never did really get the knack of knitting, but a lot of you can do that. What about coloring? That's not just for a child. Isn't it funny as kids how we enjoyed coloring? And then, even when we get older, Patty, oh, I love to watch Patty. She can, beautiful pictures she can color. You might like to do that. That's an easy little thing that you could do in your chair, on the couch. What about journaling? I want to journal so bad. And I'm telling you what, I know I've got ADHD because I cannot settle down to journaling, and I want to. I mean, I've done a lot of, scattered here and there, and out of Pat's little journal, and I'm going to read you some more of that one these days. Not today, because I've already gone 27 minutes. And I hope you're still here. What about a gratitude list? Writing down, you could every day write down 5 things that you're grateful for. Hey, just the air that you breathe. Oh, I mean, there's so many things. Music, listen to Motown. If that won't get you going, I love Motown. Sunlight, you need to get the sunlight. Sit on the porch if you can and just breathe and listen to the sounds of nature. But if you live in the city, you might have to listen to the sounds of the city, sirens and all that. Every day is a new day, a new start. And we know that God is so full of surprises. Because look at the surprises I've already had in my life. Listen to this. You can't move forward standing still. You can't move forward standing still. If you fall down 7 times, get up 8 times. Come on. We've only got a limited number of days here on this earth. Let's not go through them being all down in the mouth. Let's try to be more positive. Think, if a negative thought comes in your mind, pop a positive thought in there to counteract that. And try to think more positive each day. And I promise you, it will make you feel better. It'll make each day better. Listen, I've got to get off of here. And I'm just going to read this. I've got to get off here. You're going to get tired. You're not going to listen to me. And I'm going to be sad. I've got this funny story. Let me just read it. It's a little bit long. I'm going to go over 30 minutes. I hope to record more Anne of Green Gables later today to put up tomorrow. So hang in there. Listen to this. Rosie Hall buys a self-assembly flat-pack cupboard from her local home-based store. Reaching home, Rosie reads the instructions carefully, counts the pieces, then assembles the cupboard in the bedroom. It looks great, and she is delighted. Now, Rosie lives near a railway line, and as the train passes by the cupboard, collapses. Undaunted by this misfortune, she rereads the instruction and reassembles the cupboard. Once more, another train passes and the whole cupboard collapses again. Rosie, now frustrated and thinking that she must have done something wrong, rereads the instructions and reassembles the cupboard. Shortly, a train passes and the whole cupboard collapses yet again for the third time. Rosie is now fed up, cross, and really angry, so she phones the customer service department. She is told that this is quite impossible and that they'll send along a fitter to take a look. The fitter arrives and assembles the cupboard. Again, a train passes and the cupboard collapses. Completely baffled by this unexpected event, the fitter decides to reassemble the cupboard and sit inside it to see whether he can find out what causes the cupboard to collapse. At this point, Rosie's husband comes home, sees the cupboard, and says, "Oh, that's a splendid looking cupboard," and he opens it to look inside. The fitter, who had been wondering how to explain his position, to explain his condition. Okay, wait a minute. I lost my place. The fitter, who had been wondering how to explain his position in Rosie's bedroom cupboard, blurts out, "You probably won't believe me, but I'm standing here waiting for a train." How about mess the whole thing up? Hey, I hope you have a great day and just smile and just do one of them little things. If you think you're feeling down and out, let's remember to pray for each other and have a great day. And I hope to see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.